Hello students, in this session we will understand the case when a sudden application of mechanical power input for the transient stability analysis using equal area criteria. So yes, we know very well what is the equal area criteria. Again I am repeating, the condition of equal area criteria is the area under the PA delta curve, that means for the positive acceleration which is equal to negative acceleration of rotor, then we can say that the system will remain stable with the application of transient stability. Clear? So let us understand the application of equal area criteria on mechanical power input, or sudden application or suddenly increase in mechanical power input to the synchronous machine. What will happen if suddenly the mechanical power input is increased to the machine? Clear? So let us consider a single machine SMIB system, single machine infinite bus system. So here a machine which is connected to the infinite bus via transmission line reactance XL. Clear? So during normal operating or steady state operating condition, the power transfer by the synchronous machine to the infinite bus is say PM0, which is equal to PE0 at normal operating condition, or steady state or initial operating condition, which is PM0 equal to PE0, which is equal to Pmax sine delta 0. First normal operating condition. Now let us plot the P delta curve from this equation number 1. So here P delta curve, which shows the change in angle with respect to change in power or vice versa. Clear? So let us understand the two different conditions. The first one, a normal operating condition, where if we applied the mechanical power input as a PM0, we will get the P0 electrical power output with an angle of delta 0. So let us understand or draw over here in P delta curve. If we apply the PM0 mechanical power input, we will get the P0 electrical power output. Clear? And at an angle of delta 0. So this is what the normal operating condition of this SMIB system. Clear? So now let us consider the case when the sudden application of mechanical power input is increased. Let us consider the mechanical input to the rotor is suddenly increased from, if you wish you can write, yes, mechanical power input is suddenly increased from, initially it was PM0 to PM1. Clear? Now how it is possible? Initially increased to PM1 by opening of steam valve if it is thermal power plant. Okay, if it is thermal power plant, then by opening of steam valve. So from the opening of steam valve, suddenly the mechanical power input is increased. So if this mechanical power is increased, then just understand the flow. If the mechanical power input to the machine is increased, then the accelerating power, which is PA. So equation of PA is PM minus PE, but now instead of PM I will consider the PM1, which is the new mechanical power input. So the PA will increase, and ultimately the rotor speed is increase. If the acceleration power PA will increase, then the rotor speed will increase. Initially it was a synchronous speed, but it will increase to omega. Clear? And according to that, the angle delta will increase. So understand the flow. If the mechanical power is increased, then the acceleration power Pa will increase, and so does the speed increase. And from, if we know very well, if the speed of rotor is increased, then the power angle delta will increase. Clear? So let us understand this case on the P delta curve. So let us consider the rotor will somewhere reach over here after the mechanical power is increased to Pm1, and with respect to that the angle delta 1. So if you wish, you can write, if the mechanical power is increased to Pm1, we'll get an electrical power output as Pe1 with or at an angle delta 1. So if you wish, you can write the equation or accelerating power Pa is equal to Pm1 minus Pe1. Now the Pe1 will become Pmax sine delta 1. Clear? Initially at normal operating condition it was delta 0, but now it is delta 1. Equation number 2. Clear? So equation number 1 shows the normal operating condition of synchronous machine, and second equation number 2 will show the sudden application of or suddenly increase of mechanical power input to the machine, and at that time it will be intended the machine will reach at operating point B. But now, due to self weight, this is the main point of understanding of this theory. So just listen carefully or understand carefully that if instead of reaching over here at point B, as increase in mechanical power input, the speed of rotor is increased, but just because of self weight or inertia of rotor, the rotor will move advance from this point B, and it will reach over somewhere at point C. Clear? I repeat it again, just because of self weight and inertia of rotor, the rotor will not stop at point B, but it will travel advance from this B to point C. Clear? And at that time we will derive or get a new operating angle delta 2. Clear? Even also the power. Clear? At point C. Clear? So if the rotor will now P, and after some, as we know the speed is increasing just because of the acceleration power is increased, so the rotor will be in advance before the actual destination. Clear? So at point C, if we consider, after some time Pa becomes negative as the mechanical power input is decreased, or we can say it will restore, so the Pa will become a negative. At that time we can say that the deceleration of rotor is start. That means a rotor start moving back from point C towards the point B, or we can say towards the actual destination of the rotor, or we can say at actual speed with respect to mechanical power input Pm1. Clear? So the rotor will start decelerating from point C to B. So the rotor's speed, again the reverse procedure, the rotor speed at some points here let us first understand. Yes, it will negative, then it will start from C to B. Or if you wish to understand the point wise operation, so point A, normal operating condition, A to B, acceleration of rotor due to increase in, or if you wish you can follow this procedure. Point A, clear? Due to increase in mechanical power input, the acceleration power is increased, and due to that the speed of the rotor is increased, and just because of that the angle delta is increased from delta 0 to delta 1. If you wish you can write delta 0 to delta 1, clear? And due to self weight of rotor or inertia of the rotor will travel from B to C as the speed of rotor is still increasing. Clear? So it will reach at the point C, and after some time the speed will become same. That means the omega will become omega C. At that time derive or reach at point C, and then after the rotor will start deceleration. That means from C to B the acceleration power will become negative. That means you can write PA will become negative, and the speed of the machine, or you can say the speed will synchronous speed will increase. Clear? Here at that first operating condition or point A where omega greater than omega s. Second, at operating at point C when omega is equal to omega C, s. And at the third operating point 1, 2, 3 and 4. At the fourth operating point when the acceleration power will become negative, then the omega less than omega s. Clear? So this is how the rotor will oscillate between point A and C, and after some time it will settle at point B. Clear? So just because of, yes, if you wish you can write the system is oscillate about the new steady state point B, or if you wish you can say at an angle delta 1 with the boundary of if we consider the point with the boundary of point A and C, or in terms of angle if you wish you can write in terms of angle delta 0 and delta 2. Clear? And settle at point B or at an angle delta 1 after some time. Clear? So just because of inherent system damping, yes. Now the question is how it will be settled at point B. Here, so as we know very well, if the synchronizing power coefficient PS is positive, then just because of the inherent system damping, the system settles to the new steady state point B. Clear? Where we get the mechanical power or PM1, or we can say accelerating power PA is equal to Pmax sine delta. Clear? So if you wish you can write the PM1 which is equal to PE at this point, or PE1 not equals, not both they are equal, you can write over here it is PE. Okay, so PM minus PE. Clear? The PM1 which is equal to PE, over here you can consider PE, that shows the electrical power output at mechanical power 1 or PM1. which is PE is equal to, at point B, will get the Pmax sine delta 1. Clear? The same equation, and from this equation you can write delta 1. If you wish to calculate the angle delta 1 at operating point B, you will get the sine inverse PM1, or you can write the PE, you can also write the PE divided by Pmax. Clear? PM1 by Pmax. If you wish, you can write also this PE instead of PM1. Clear? So for this stable operating condition, just apply the equal area criteria over here in this figure number 2. Apply the equal area criteria, so we will get the concept of stability. So just draw the acceleration area, that means from A to B, and the deceleration area, means area 1 and area 2. So for the condition of stability, if this acceleration area, that means A1, acceleration area A1, and the deceleration area A2, that means the rotor will travel from A to B area and the area B to C. If both are equal, then you can say that according to equal area criteria, the system will remain stable. So from figure 2, the first conclusion of theory from figure 2, the condition of stability is A1 is equal to A2, where if you wish to calculate the area, where A1 is equal to, just follow the diagram, where A1 is equal to, the equation for the area A1, which is integration of A1 will start over here from delta 0 to delta 1, with, or you can write directly PA, where PA is equal to PM1 minus PE. Clear? Into delta. Second, same way for the area 2, integration of delta 2 to delta 1 for area 2, delta 2 to delta 1, PE minus PM1, as it is deceleration. Clear? The area 1 indicates the acceleration of rotor from the A to B, and area 2 will show the deceleration of rotor to reach at normal or at the point where we get the PM1 as a mechanical power input. Clear? So if these both areas are equal, then according to equal area criteria, we can predict or say that the system will remain in stable operating condition after being subjected to any sudden application of mechanical power input, or we can say the transient condition. Clear? The first conclusion for the stable operating condition. I hope you are clear up to this. Let us understand again. We have considered SMIB system and normal operating condition, and according to the normal operating condition, we have understand the over here in P delta curve, where PM0 is mechanical power input. According to that, we will get the PE0 electrical power output at an angle delta 0. Now, if the mechanical power is increased from PM0 to PM1, increase from PM0 to PM1, the acceleration power is increased, so that the speed of the rotor is increased and angle delta is increased. Clear? So we will reach over the point B. Clear? If the PM is increased or mechanical power input to the rotor is increased. But now just because of the self weight of rotor or self inertia of rotor, the rotor will still continues to increase in speed, because just imagine the weight of rotor or length of the rotor. Clear? Just consider the example of heavy loaded vehicle. If you just brake, it will not stop immediately after the brake, but due to the sleep it will be reach over advance. Clear? Consider the case of this example of this vehicle. If it is travel from this point A and it needs to be stopped, suddenly stop over here at B, but due to the self weight of this vehicle it will reach to the point C. Clear? The same case we can consider over here. The rotor will be in advance just because of the self weight and inertia of the rotor, and it will reach to the point C, and now it will be back towards the or decelerate. Clear? Initial state you can draw over here, and then after it will come back to the point B. Clear? So after this condition, the system will remain stable or unstable. It will be concluded from this equal area criteria that if the acceleration area and deceleration area will become same, then the system is in stable operating condition. Or we can say that, yes, one more thing, yes, we can say that if we can find an angle delta 2 such that, yes, if we can find an angle delta 2 such that the A1 will be remain equal to A2. That means thus operating point C. Clear? With respect to angle delta 2, if we calculate the angle delta 2 such that the A1 will become A2, then the system will be in stable operating condition. Now let us understand the case of when a system will be reached into the unstable operation. Clear? Let us understand the case of unstable operation. So again, just draw the P delta curve to understand the unstable operation for this case. So same way, just a normal operating condition A, our intention where the point B, and if you extend this point B, then we will get over here the maximum just delta 0, delta 1 and maximum angle, or which is delta 2 angle at operating point C, just because of acceleration of rotor from advance to the new operating point. Or if you wish, you can also indicate from this mechanical power input normal operating condition PM0, it is increased to PM1, and the rotor will continuously increase to point C and decelerate a point B. So rotor will be oscillate between these two boundaries A and C. And let us understand the case of unstable operating condition, when the system will be reach into the unstable operating condition. So let us just highlight these two areas. That means the area A1, accelerating area, and area A2, decelerating area. Clear? So here pi. Clear? So here we know the value of this area A1 and A2. Same way you can write from this curve also. So as the PM1 is increased, let us understand in figure number 3 P delta curve. As the PM1 is increased, a limiting condition is finally reached when A1 equal to the area above PM1 line. Clear? So if we continuously increase, just understand over here, if we continuously increase this PM1 then the area A2 will decrease. Say it will be over here, area A2 will decrease. Clear? So at one position we will get the A1 is more than A2. If, yes, just write like that in this flow. If we continuously increase the mechanical power input to the machine, then the area A2 will decrease. Just follow this dotted line. Initially it will somewhere over here, 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 then the area A2 will decrease compared to A1. So you can say that at this condition A1 is greater than A2, and from this equal area criteria you can say that the system will become unstable if we continuously increase the mechanical power to the machine. Hence the area A2 will decrease and this equal area criteria is not matched, then the system will become unstable. Clear? So under this condition delta 2 acquires the maximum value. Delta 2 acquires the maximum value such that, yes, if you wish to calculate the delta 2, or which is equal to delta max, which shows the maximum loading condition, which shows the maximum loading condition, which is delta max, which is equal to pi minus delta 1, yes, total pi minus delta 1, or we know very well delta 1 is equal to sine inverse Pmax or PM1 or PE. If you wish you can write PM1 or PE divided by Pmax. Clear? So this is your third equation which shows or which give us the maximum loading condition of machine if we continuously increase the mechanical power input to the rotor. Now the condition is we need to calculate delta 2 such that the area A1, that means acceleration area, and area A2 will become equal, and then the system will remain in stable operating condition. Otherwise, if we keep on increasing the mechanical power input to the rotor or machine, the system will be in unstable operating mode, or it will lose the synchronism from the infinite bus. Clear? So the when we get the unstable operating condition, again I am repeating, just understand over here. Yes, if we continuously increase this mechanical power input to the rotor, the area A2 will reduce. Clear? Area A2 will reduce, and A1 greater than A2, the system will be in unstable operating condition. Clear? Or you can say that any further increase in PM1, that means the area available for A2 is less than A1 and the system will become unstable. Clear? So here one more thing we can conclude. This is the second conclusion for this theory for unstable operating condition. If the mechanical power is continuously increased, area A2 will decrease, and A1 greater than A2, the system will be in unstable operating condition. And here this case will give us the maximum loading condition or angle delta. Clear? We have to calculate or find this angle delta 2 such that this A1 will become A2. Clear? With the increase in mechanical power input. Here one more thing we can observe that, yes, here one more thing at point C. So here we can observe that the system will remain in stable even though, yes, the system will remain unstable even though the rotor may oscillate beyond 90 degree. See over here at C point. Yes, if you wish you can draw again. This is what the point B and C. This is the point A. So beyond 90 degree you will get the stable operating condition for the case of transient stability analysis so long as the equal area criteria is matched. So as long as the equal area criteria match, you can get the stable operating condition even though the beyond 90 degree. That means look at over here at delta equal to pi by 2 or 90 degree, even more than 90 degree, the rotor is reached at point C over here. Yes, if you wish, you can understand from this figure 4 also. Clear? So beyond 90 degree, the system will be remain in stable operating condition if and only if the equal area criteria is met to the system. Clear? So yes, as we have seen in steady state stability analysis that beyond 90 degree, that means at delta is equal to 90 degree, will not get the stable operating condition, or which is known as steady state stability limit for the steady state stability analysis. So we can conclude that the steady state stability limit is only applicable to the small signal stability analysis. It is not applicable to the transient stability analysis case. Means the delta equal to 90 degree. For the case of transient stability analysis, we can conclude that if this condition is matched, that means A1 equal to A2, that means acceleration area which is equal to the deceleration area. For this condition beyond 90 degree, we can also get the stable operating condition. But we need to fulfill only this one condition, that is A1 which is equal to A2. Any further increase, that means beyond the 90 degree, we can get the stable operation of the system or machine. Clear? I hope you are clear up to this. So this is the case 1, and the conclusion from this case 1 is, the first conclusion, will get the stable operation if we get the or calculate the angle delta 2 such that the A1 will become A2. Then and then we get the stable operating condition with the case of sudden application of mechanical power input to the rotor. Clear? For the unstable operation, if we keep on increasing the mechanical power input to the rotor, then the area A2 will decrease. Yes, just understand, only consider this area A2. So initially at over here, but now if you increase, it will reach over at B point, it will reach over at C point. So this area will reduce, and at some point A1 greater than A2, and the system will be lose the synchronism or in unstable operating condition. Clear? So when the mechanical power is continuously increasing, the system will be in maybe in unstable operation. And the third and last conclusion from this theory is, beyond 90 degree, we can get the stable operating condition for the case of transient stability analysis as long as the equal area criteria is matched or applicable to the system. Clear? I hope you are clear for the first case or case A, when we have considered the sudden application of mechanical power to the rotor for the case of transient stability analysis. I hope you are clear. If you have any doubt, you can directly ask me, or you can mail me. Yeah. In next session, we will see the second case for the fault at any end of the transmission line, or fault at generator terminal. Clear?